Good morning. It is May 7th, 2023 here in the San Rafael Swell. And I'm out here with Jason from Haggard Wilderness. And we were able to go about 4.5 miles up into a canyon where we were able to camp last night. And our plan is to have a 2-night base camp and do a side trip up one of the canyons today to get a closer look. Had some wind gusts up into, I don't know, maybe 30 miles per hour last night, but we're still able to enjoy some good rest after the wind died down. But wanted to extend a extra special shout out to a couple of folks that we met on trail yesterday. A man named Jim and Cesar. They actually gave us some good intel on what to expect further up canyon in terms of water sources and how to navigate through where we plan to go. It's a real treat to see how green it is here with the big winter that we've had here in northern Utah, how that affects positively central Utah as well. It's just quite a bit more lush than a couple times I've been in this area before. So that's a real treat to see. And look forward to seeing how the day goes here in the San Rafael Swell. I also want to give a shout out to Rectangle Man as well as Dr. Freud on the rock wall over here for their advice on a couple of personal matters, including how to stake out my tent and ensure it doesn't fly away on a potentially windy night.
Okay, we are in an area now that we're thinking this could be potentially an exit here. A route that we heard about. There is a rock cairn right there, so we're gonna try to go up it. Amos did have to knock some mud off of his boots because he took a little spill in the mud, but he avoided full submersion of feet. He didn't have to go wettable shoe.
Could have been worse. Yeah.
He's thinking going potentially this way over to there, and then you can cut back, and yeah, we're gonna take a look at it. We'll see what's up. We might have some lunch up on the top.
Good morning. It is May 8th, 2023. And Jason and I enjoyed an excellent middle day on our 2-night base camp here in San Rafael Swell. We successfully went up to the side canyon that we wanted to explore and even had a look at the lower reaches of a sort of exit route that might come in handy on a larger loop in the future. here in this part of the swell. We had plenty of time to enjoy this excellent campsite that we were able to find as well. Covering like 5 to 7 miles yesterday, yeah, we were able to find enough time to relax in addition to doing the hike. So today we have, another 4.5 miles to get back to the car fairly early so we can make the trip home to northern Utah and southwest Wyoming. And we'll see how we go on a very clear skied day here in May.
Like a leek or something, you know, an onion.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't want to like pull it out of the ground without, because I don't plan on eating it, but.
That does kind of look like.
I know that there's like wild onions usually in kind of river bottoms like this.
Yeah, man.
But I'll take a look at it when we get back, maybe.
Maybe the native peoples had a food source out of this, huh?
Yeah, my buddy, he is a mushroom hunter, but he dabbles in other wild edibles, and he pulls onions that look just like that out.
Nice.
And cooks them. They're just small bulbs, you know. Like
cool.
Like a young onion or a spring onion or whatever.
Yeah, this is kind of a swampier area that we're going up through right now that's just above the water source that we've been relying upon here. Really the richest vegetation in the area, not surprisingly, is all clustered around the spring here. Going through an especially pretty part of Buckhorn Wash right now. Love it. Yeah, for me, this is like every bit as spectacular as like the national parks.
Sure, I agree.
But that's just me.
And even more spectacular that it's not crowded like one, you know?
Jason and I are on our way out of the swell after a very satisfying, I guess, sub 48-hour adventure. We left the trailhead at something like 1:30 or 2 on Saturday and got back this morning, maybe 11 or 11:30ish. So, yeah, I had a blast. I thought the weather was pretty much ideal.
It was really good, you know, same sentiment on the weather. I think we really lucked out. Not too much sun, not too much clouds, enough breeze to keep the bugs down. Beautiful country that I'm less familiar with, so I appreciate Amos for bringing me down to an area that he's familiar with and sharing it with me, and look forward to coming back, hopefully, you know, soon, this season, for sure.
My pleasure. It's always nice to have great company on the trail. Like I was saying, I don't always like have the sort of capacity to carry on that much conversation on a backcountry trip. So that's a testament to how much we have to talk about and how much we have in common.
Yep. Yeah, it was great.
So as far as the desert sort of Red Rock Canyon experience, what were like the main differences you noticed between this and like say an Alpine Lakes experience like you get in the Uintas, for example?
Definitely, you know, less large vegetation. You definitely take shade for granted in the Uintas. Down here, you really respect the shade that you might find, as well as water resources. But the big canyon beauty, it's a little bit more majestic, I would say. It's a little bit more magical. You know, I love the Alpine mountains as well, but being surrounded by big giant cliffs just creates a different vibe for sure, camping. So it's really cool to get out of Wyoming, or, you know, in the northern Utah area, and get a change of scenery for this mountain guy here.
What advice would you have for people that are going into this type of terrain for the first time, at least into the backcountry, for like overnight, you know, camping and stuff?
Right, yeah, I'd say definitely be prepared to have your water planned out. If you're like me, I drink a lot of water, so be prepared for that and the heat. Yeah, also, probably have somebody go with you that can give you some pointers. Look at the history too, because Amos was able to fill me in on a lot of awesome historical stuff in these areas that really made the trip for me. Stories and stuff out of books about the specific places we were made it next level for sure.
Yeah, I think all of that is excellent advice. All those things are key, especially the water. I would just add like know your limits as well, as far as like not just in terms of water, but also terrain, whether you're going to need to be going up and down canyons. Like we had the one little section yesterday on the side trip where we kind of went halfway up the wall on like a rubble ramp of sorts.
Mm-hmm. Rubble ramp, that's my new favorite.
Just know your limits in terms of skill and comfort with whether it's going to be class 3 or even something more than class 3. And yeah, other than that, yeah, I'll definitely share details about the book that Jason is referencing, called Stonehouse Lands, that may still be available on places like Amazon or perhaps other online booksellers. So Jason, knowing what you know now, is there anything that you would have done differently, or anything that you know you'll do different coming into your next desert backpacking trip?
That's a good question. Maybe I could have probably afforded to bring one 12-ounce beer, so next time I'll do that. I didn't use as near as many of the spare clothing that I brought, like extra socks and things like that, which I know would be a difference if you were going, as Amos would say, wettable shoe. But our footwear stayed dry this whole time, so that was good. But yeah, luckily enough, there's really not anything that I would have changed about our decisions or the gear that I packed, as well as the way that everything worked out weather-wise.
Excellent. And certainly your previous backpacking experience and you know, your knowledge of your own comfort level and skill made all the difference there too, right? And you were asking all the right questions, you know, of me before we came in, so you could set yourself up for success there.
Yeah, definitely ask somebody that's familiar. Talk to my brother who's also desert familiar, you know, like, hey, what would you bring if you know, that you don't think I would think of as like more of an alpine backpacker. So, but yeah, lucked out. There wasn't any major, oh man, I didn't bring this. So, you know, sunscreen, maybe some sunscreen. But other than that, yeah, I think it went down without a hitch for sure. So,
well, if you're clumsy enough like me with your route finding to slip into like the sticky mud, all right, definitely used all those extra clothes that I brought. So that's not always the case, but yeah. Yeah, I got kind of a sticky bottom yesterday, but was lucky enough that with the desert temperatures there and just how dry it is here in Utah, yeah, my the backside of my shorts dried out nicely while we were having lunch there. But stoked we could make it happen. I hope we can make it happen again real soon.
Yep, it was really awesome. Being in an area that's, you know, I have a lot of experience with like the Zion area and things like that, you know, just are a lot more crowded than this. So definitely Big Red Rock, beautiful Utah Canyon area. Take good care of it, tread lightly, pack it out, and enjoy for sure.
I was about to ask about your experience in a boat through the Green River or the Grand Canyon versus on foot, and I think you just summed it up there right there. you know.
Yep.
And for Jason with Haggard Wilderness, I'm Amos with Backpacker Diaries. And with that, I'll sign off with a so long for now. See you next time.
Take care.